Hi, Heather from County Mayo, west of Ireland. This is really more of an in-depth video on what I'm doing in the Polytunnel. I've had it less than a year. It's 40 foot by 18, which is the same as my works Polytunnel. There's a heated propagator up there, which is handy, and I've been using it early this year so I can bring on some plants a little bit quicker. Hopefully sort one out myself sometime this year. But no, so here's my squashes. So I've got about 3 or 4 different varieties. So Crown Prince, there's Sunshine, a couple of others, and they were all on the heat mat for a little while. And so 6th of April. That's some organic tomatoes. They don't look brilliant, but they've started to pick up. They're a lot further behind than the other ones, certainly the other time, so exactly the same time rather. And here's some different sunflowers and some baby cucumbers, some aubergines, and there's some more squash on the go, climbing beans, and lots of climbing beans here on the go, and they're doing really well. I can't remember when they were sown. It was 20th of the 4th, so they're cobra, so they should do well here in the Polytunnel. And here's a special little plant. It's an echium. I can't remember which variety it is, but where I came from on the Isle of Wight, they used to freely grow. So I have to keep it in the Polytunnel. It certainly is frost sensitive. So a lot of the tomatoes are Moneymaker, Roma 1, Gardener's Delight, and then I got an odd one which is just looking like a really strong plant, which is Orange Wellington, and I have got a few of Sun Gold. So I did a lot of stringing up on the Polytunnel, so to try and keep it away from the plastic and any point where it touches any moisture, I've looped some little baler twine loops, and then from the very top I've threaded them down and through, and then, well, these are actually melons at the bottom here, but then, and they're the tomatoes, and then I'll be able to just loop them round. In front I've got beetroot, I've got Bolt Hardy, and a yellow golden beetroot as well, and then interplanted with borage and some summer purslane, coriander, a zucchini at the end. And then here I've tried 4 or 5 different sunflowers because I love them as a cut flower. And Cosmos, and which isn't doing very well anymore, which is giant larkspur, but the double larkspur is doing really well, and my anti-rhinums are doing really well, and I've got 2 nice varieties in those. So I've got a Rembrandt and I've got a bronze one. So they're for cut flowers, and I had a dream here of having a big cut flower garden outside, but honestly every time you put anything outside it is absolutely mullered with slugs, and I don't want to use slug pellets, so I think I'm going to sacrifice one of the strips here to a cut flower area. So I've got 4 strips. It's completely no dig. It was cardboard on top of the field, cow manure with compost on top. So I've got 4 decent strips. That's quite a lot of area. It's 40 foot long. That's 120 feet of growing space, which is probably about 3 foot wide. So here at home I'm growing things that I enjoy, and also that I can have a backup to use when I have a little sale up at the community centre. So I love lettuce. I've got a lot of lettuce. There's Blonde Paris, there's Losso Rosso, Little Gems. Yeah, and they grow incredibly well here, and even in the summertime, because they just get absolutely mullered outside. So yeah, and even during the winter time, I've had lovely crops from them. So yeah, so one of my favourite vegetables, broad beans. So I picked one yesterday and ate it, which was lovely. They were tiny, but they are tasty. That was the last of that one there, spring cabbage. Had great success with those indoors. So it was a late seed planting, and then overwintered the plants, popped them in early spring, and bash, they went. Absolutely fantastic. Early onwards, peas, alderman. I'm going to take the tops out of this because I don't really want them sitting on the damp, because whenever the plants touch the plastic, it just encourages the slugs to go up. Yeah, so that is strawberries in hanging baskets. Bit of a disaster. I bought some expensive strawberries online and they've been rubbish. Up the centre, I used all the first leaders that came off, propagated them early, and I've used those as my first crop of strawberries, and they are doing so well. And I've just started cropping, and the size of those are fantastic. I've just had very small ones here, which isn't good. So, learnt lesson. Don't spend a lot of money on strawberry plants. Yeah, so I've changed my mind a lot about the beds out here. I think I'm outside. I'm going to be, at the moment, just growing potatoes and onions. Because everything I have put out here, which is yummy, it just gets mullered. So again, this is mainly no dig, but I had silage plastic in the ground, so I had to dig and pull out and get some of the big boulders out. But now it's just going to be mulched with either mushroom compost, cow manure, or my own compost. So, and then today my job is going to be trying to put some outside tables to harden off a few of the plants, before they go out, and hopefully on the tables they'll be slightly protected from the slugs. Yeah, so that's a sort of, I have the vegetable plot behind the barn, but that's got beans and potatoes and onions in, but the beans have just been decimated by the slugs, so I've lost almost half of the plants I planted out. So perhaps I should have had 2 polytunnels, I don't know. But everything's expensive, isn't it? So you have to, I don't want to give up outside, but you certainly, let's go back in actually. What I have done, and what I've been a bit successful with up the road in the Polytunnel, is I keep potting stuff on in bigger pots, so the plants are a lot bigger before they go out, a lot stronger, and that's worked. So I've done that with my Brussels and kale now, and I will purple sprouting. Yeah, so I think that's about it really. But no, this is the Polytunnel, and it's Heather, and hope you enjoyed that little bit, and speak to you soon. Take care, folks. Bye.